Look, I'd start by saying be kind to yourself, look at the bigger picture, and see where you were. Now, one of my clients was like, the doctor actually showed me my blood pressure has dropped.
Wow.
So for me, it's things like that where personal training is fulfilling. Yes, aesthetics is one thing. Who doesn't want to look good?
Yeah.
But there are so many other areas you end up fixing just by having a consistent health and fitness training program. This is Zion. Say
Say
hello.
hi to the camera.
Hello.
This little man has changed my life. He's helped me, like the Gen Z will say, lock in. You know?
So, let's talk about steroids.
Mm,
What are your thoughts on steroids?
man.
Yo, right. So, welcome to the 2717 podcast where we talk about holistic growth. We want you guys to become the best person that you can, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Today, we're with a guest, Mr. Othniel. By now, you would have seen a bit of him on our social media. We're very excited to have him joining on the Iron Gorilla team. There's a lot that I can say. He's a father, he's a personal trainer, uncle, brother, son, and we hope that this conversation will be one that people will learn from. And yeah, so for someone who doesn't know, who would you say is Othniel?
Man. Firstly, the laugh is part of me. People say I laugh a lot and I smile so much. Othniel is a happy father trying his best to follow Jesus Christ while building a life in personal training. To be succinct and short, that is Othniel.
Sure, that's great. I mean, a lot. There's very few people that add the walking with Christ and doing everything that they can to please God in who they are. And of course, we'll get into that, into the topic, because I do think it's something that's very close and dear to you. But it's a question. This is a question that I usually ask all the guests. What do you hope that someone would walk away from this conversation?
Okay. I want to keep this short and to the point. I'd say pursuing a health and fitness journey isn't that complicated.
Okay.
And it shouldn't take up too much of your time and your life. And I emphasize a health and fitness journey because fitness is one thing, but it can become too much where some people build their life, attach their joy and identity to fitness, and that can become unhealthy.
Can become toxic, yeah.
So, yeah, pursuing health and fitness does not have to be complicated, nor does it have to consume your entire life. You can still have a family, you can still have a healthy social life, you can still pursue your profession and career while looking after your body, staying as healthy as possible. Yeah.
But you weren't always into fitness. You weren't always like a personal trainer. Can you maybe talk about your journey of how you went from where you were, and obviously telling us where you were, and then going into your fitness journey? Yeah.
Gladly, man, gladly. So I used to be an account manager. It's just another way of saying a customer liaison officer in a website design team. So we would design websites for people who are either offering services, selling products, and my role was to speak to you, find out what it is exactly you do, who's involved in your team, the price of your service, where you're located, and get all that information to pass on to a team of copywriter, website designer, and then we would, the team, create a website for you, give you an online presence. At the same time, make sure you're seeing the benefit of things like Google AdWords, an About Us section, a Contact Us page, because at that time, and I say that time like I'm old,
Well,
back then, not many people had websites,
yeah, it wasn't like the in thing, yeah.
Facebook pages, and an online presence. So my role and background came from marketing and website design. And okay, let's give you some years. 2014 till about 2019. Yeah. So that was me in corporate. And then, look, even back then, I always had a passion for fitness.
Okay.
So after work, my mind would be on the gym, my training buddies, and I'd always want to help people with fitness, you know? So come COVID, we were working from home. I would do these online videos, how-tos, while
Like
still
watching
working.
it.
Yeah.
Watching it or making them?
No, making them.
Oh, okay. So you've done content like previously?
Legit.
Okay.
And the motive was, let me help people perform exercises with good form. Because you see people do exercises and the form isn't that great. So that was where I started. Now, COVID passed. We would then work remotely, maybe twice a week, go into the office. And a place called Explosive Functional Fitness approached me without me actually looking, based on the content, to come and work for them. So I was torn, man. I was torn. And I prayed on it. I asked myself, is this something I should pursue? And push come to shove, I took the leap of faith, man.
Yeah.
I took the leap of faith. A lot of people thought, how can you leave a corporate job to pursue fitness at this age? And at that time, I was 30. Wait, let me make this correct.
Oh, around about 30s, like, yeah.
Late 30s.
You wanna
No,
give away
early.
your actual age.
True. If you want to find out my age, you have to reach out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I left corporate, I left marketing to pursue a career in the fitness industry. Yeah.
Okay. So it was just always a part of your lifestyle. It's always been something that was there. It wasn't like something that specifically happened that triggered you to be like, okay, I need to fix my body or anything like that.
I've just always enjoyed physical activity. Because even as a teenager, I used to BMX, like
Wow, okay.
proper. We would go to Joburg for competitions, Durban, and not BMX racing, BMX freestyle, like tail whips, bar spins, Fufuna ice picks, 180s, 360s, ramp riding. Yeah.
Gee, like okay, yeah, okay.
So BMXing has always been my passion. I've always enjoyed physical activity. Now, I had an ACL injury because of that.
Oh, okay, I see.
And my lateral meniscus, so I had to go have surgery, came back into BMX riding and tore it again.
Wow.
So now I was like, you know what, let me try riding, but the instability in my knee was like, let it go. At that time, it was like first year, second year of campus. So then I focused on my studies, left BMXing behind, but then got introduced to the gym because now I need rehab.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go to the gym to strengthen the knee. So I was like, damn, man, I actually love the weights. A very good friend of mine, Barry Moore, who used to work at Old Mutual, also got me into training, lifting weights. So our first gym was in Athlone, College of Cape Town, run and owned by a bodybuilder. His name is Mr. Isaacs, Mr. David Isaacs.
Okay.
Very old now, 70s. This guy would bodybuild and represent Western Cape during the days of
So
Arnold.
it was natural.
Yeah.
Oh, during the days of, okay.
During the days of Arnold, man.
Wow.
And a lot of people in the, I'd say, colored community, Cape Flats, will know about David Isaacs.
Mm.
So being introduced to the gym, seeing how my body responded to the training to get my leg back, hamstring strength back, I was like, man, I really love the gym. Now at that point, I finished studying, got into corporate, continued working, but always had a love and a passion for the gym and bodybuilding. Like most guys, you get into the gym because you start seeing your bodies transforming, changing, and man, the passion has always been there from late teens, young 20s. Yeah,
And that's basically how I got into that.
exactly,
So
exactly.
right now you are a personal trainer. So in fitness,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
how's that journey be? Because for instance, like me, I'm not a personal trainer, but
mm-hmm.
of course I have friends that want to get fit, friends that ask me for advice and all this stuff. And like sometimes they aren't consistent. Sometimes they have certain things that they struggle with or whatever. What have you seen as been the main thing holding people back on their fitness journey? And what tactics or strategies have you taken as a personal trainer to help them overcome or, you know, yeah, find a better path?
Okay. Um, I'd say consistency. A
Is that one
lot
thing
of,
that they struggle with?
yeah, with my clients, because, okay, once you pay for something, it's a lot easier to commit.
Yeah, yeah.
Friends and family ask me for advice. Friends and family start the journey, but they don't really follow through. So I'd say as a PT, it's just consistency, man, and making sure it's practical for each client's goals, because it's not a one size fits all, man.
Mm.
So, for example, I have a 74-year-old client. For her, the focus is just movement. She's not worried about getting shredded and lean. It's more mental health, making sure she has something to look forward to, and moving her body through a full range of motion. I also have then a young 21-year-old. He's trying to get jacked, he's trying to build muscle. So each client's goals are different, but at the end, where the stumbling block comes in is consistency. Regardless of who and what goal they have, just the consistency and being their accountability coach. Because being a PT is one thing. Like, no doubt, some people have the expertise, but can you deliver that in a practical, likable way where they're not just coming to a PT, but they're coming to
A friend.
a friend, a confidant, um, someone who's motivating them. And I learn a lot from them as well. And that's why I'm so grateful to be a personal trainer, because you engage with so many people in so many different stages of their lives where you can always learn something, whether it's a life lesson or a financial, career, relational lesson. But no, enough about me. The question was more my clients.
Yeah.
I'd say consistency.
How do you help someone with consistency?
Okay. If they sat me down and we agreed to 3 times a week, if they miss one, it's imperative the following week we clean up and pitch up for those 3. Sometimes they're traveling, that's fair. Sometimes,
Family or emergency, stuff like that. Yeah.
exactly, they're sick, it's out of their control. I can't blame them for that, but when it's laziness or I just don't feel like it, maybe 1 week, but the following 2 weeks, following week, we have to fix that.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think it's just making the place fun, making the place an environment they want to come back to, and that helps fix the consistency. But giving them leeway, man. Like, you don't want to be a drill sergeant which with some clients you
It
can be.
works. Yeah, because they want that push. Like for instance, the 21-year-old, he'll probably appreciate you like being on him.
Exactly, exactly. And showing them, like with each client I have a detailed logbook where they can see, oh, on this day we did this with this much weight and this many reps. So when we flip back, they can see how far along they've come. Yeah.
Yeah, someone actually gave me that piece of advice when they said like a lot of personal trainers, they don't necessarily show the person their progress, because we always look at our progress on the scale, or we look at our progress on our pictures, but then we don't look at things like, okay, but my stamina is better. I run a 5K way easier, or I'm stronger now, and that's kind of the people or the things that we should actually be looking out for.
Exactly. And those are things you can measure, even mood, people's confidence. And, like, for example, blood pressure. I was so fulfilled when one of my clients was like, the doctor actually showed me my blood pressure has dropped.
Wow.
So for me, it's things like that where personal training is fulfilling. Yes, aesthetics is one thing. Who doesn't want to look good?
Yeah.
But there are so many other areas you end up fixing just by having a consistent health and fitness training program. Yeah.
And the mentality of it as well. I think you need to be someone that doesn't look at like instant gratification. It has to be like a delayed gratification. It really teaches you patience. That's one thing that the gym has taught me, for instance, because it wasn't, yeah, the pump feels good, but the pump goes away. Then, okay, day 2, you feel good, but then it's compound. It's what you do over time that helps a lot. And I think a lot of the mental health issues that people deal with would be sorted if they started taking, stuff like that serious.
Bongi, you said it. You said it. And things like anxiety, depression, yes, there's different varying degrees of it, but you can start that journey of fixing and addressing anxiety and depression by going to the gym. And not necessarily the gym, it can be any physical activity, man. Just move your body, get outdoors, and have some sense of either community or routine. Because just by you going there, having a routine, you'll end up bumping into community.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want to approach it alone, find a community, find a personal trainer. And from there, you will end up realizing, man, I can actually share my burdens with someone, whether it's a brother or a sister in that arena, that sphere, or someone who's older doing that, but just knowing there's somewhere I'm going to go, there's somewhere I said I'm going to go.
Yeah, and actually fulfilling it, yeah.
Yeah, live outside of yourself, outside of your head, and step out, move your body, and realize, man, I just needed to step out, start moving, and get my headspace somewhere different. Yeah.
So we've spoken a lot about like the positive side of gym. I wanna actually, since you're a personal trainer, I think you'd be the best person to talk about this. Let's talk about the negative side of gym and fitness. So let's start off with this. So let's talk about steroids. What are your thoughts on steroids?
Man, in the beginning, it was like, what the hell? Why would someone do that? And the more I've spent time on YouTube, listen to people, watch people, you realize. And hey, you realize to each their own, but it's a very slippery slope and it's not a healthy one. Whether you do it in a small dose or abuse it, there will be repercussions down the long line. Now, I say that because as a personal trainer who also competed back in the day, You have guys saying things like, I test my blood work, I'm using a small dose, and it's like, well, okay. You watch YouTube videos of former bodybuilders who say, I used a small amount, and you look at them and they're healthy, but then there's the other polar end where someone is abusing it. People are dying of heart complications. People are breaking out in acne. And there's also the mental side of it. You become...
The rage.
Exactly. You become more furious. You become more agitated. You become aggressive, literally. And that's because testosterone does that to you. Now, there's also the dependency, not necessarily on the drug, but the feeling, the satisfaction of lifting heavier, running faster. Like, steroids also aren't just for size. There's some steroids that help you endure longer. But there's also the validation from other people, man. Like, when you get jacked, the attention you get.
And then, like, I want to get bigger.
Exactly, because now you start attaching your self-worth. You start attaching things like that to your appearance. So that makes it addictive, because now if you stop, you're not going to lift the same numbers. You're not going to look as jacked, and people will notice. So because you started, you end up having to continue. So my stance is keep it natural, man. Keep it natural, because then you know the progress you've made, the gains you've built, you will hold on to.
Yeah, for a longer time, yeah.
Exactly. Steroids, man, unless you're being paid for it, you're a competitive top-tier bodybuilder, you have no business doing that. And unless you've been training for like 10 years, 15 years, only then, I believe, should you even consider something like, hey, I've been training, I've built a good foundation.
Even try it.
But my stance is natural lifting. Hence, because now I'm part of Iron Gorilla, my previous business, which was Zero Mass Fitness, the motto was where fitness comes naturally. Not just where the passion flows seamlessly, easily, but where fitness comes naturally. My whole belief and motive is training should be natural. We don't need exogenous hormones. Unless you're a 50-year-old
that actually
who needs it, or an elite bodybuilder who doesn't just love it, but has the genetics for it and can earn a living from it, and loves it, man. Yeah, that's my stance on steroids.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it comes from body dysmorphia, and people don't know how to deal with that. They're like, oh, I'm skinny, I just want to get big. Oh, I'm tired of being bullied. For the younger gents out there, I'm tired of being bullied. I'm gonna just do this so I can fit in. And even in sports, like I was so surprised to find that, like, the rugby players, and I'm not pointing fingers, but I know some things. Rugby players in high school already take steroids to compete. I don't know how the scene is in varsity, but they do it as well. So I'm like, where does that whole thing stem from? I'm like, I think it's body dysmorphia at first, and then it becomes a validation thing. Have you ever had body dysmorphia?
I have. Look, I have.
At the moment.
And if I'm honest, till this day, I'll find myself feeling like I'm not that big. And especially as a personal trainer, like the moment I put on my hoodie or civilian clothing,
Yeah.
you get that question of, does he even lift? Because I don't look huge.
Like huge, yeah.
But in other people's eyes, I look big. I look like I train. But to me...
Yeah, because you've seen it over time. It's like...
You know? But every now and then when you look back and reflect on old posts, pictures, you realize, man, I've come a long way. And the old me would be happy with where I am now. So take it easy, be kind to yourself, and continue training, eating well. But yes, I do, to a degree, I won't say suffer from body dysmorphia,
Yeah,
but
suffer sounds a bit.
hectic.
Yeah.
But I'd say to a degree, it still affects me, where I'm
Mm.
still pursuing this goal, this image of being bigger, but at the same time, content with the fact that it's going to happen slowly.
Mm.
Yeah.
So now you found your way of managing that body dysmorphia. But then what would you say to someone who hasn't? Someone who's like, yo, I've been doing this gym thing for like so long, but I'm not where I want to be. And I think this even goes in the direction of other things as well, like even business or work and stuff like that. Like, how would you deal with someone who's like, I don't feel like I am where I'm supposed to be, even if they're doing well?
Mm. Look, I'd start by saying, be kind to yourself, look at the bigger picture, and see where you were. Now, be kind to yourself, meaning realize you're putting in the effort. Well, that's also if you are. Like,
You need to be real. Am I really putting in the work? Yeah.
exactly. Am I controlling the controllables? Let's talk gym now. Am I eating 4 meals a day? Am I training consistently and intensely enough? Am I putting in my recovery protocols well? Drinking 2 liters of water, getting 7 hours minimum, ideally 8 hours of sleep per day, having active recovery days. Am I putting in the effort to achieve those goals that I want to? If you're really honest and you aren't, you shouldn't be that hard on yourself thinking, I'm not where I want to be. Well, you're not doing what you need to.
Yeah.
So how can you expect to achieve those
The
goals?
results, yeah.
Now, another thing I'd say is identity. Root your identity in things that are more important than your achievements and the way you look. Because what if you lose your legs in an accident? Then what? Like, are you going to lose a sense of who you are just because now you can't do what you used to do or look the way you did?
Mm.
So a lot of things like depression and body dysmorphia are stemmed and rooted in something deeper than that thing you're chasing, I believe. So as much as we're all pursuing dreams, pursuing goals, go for it. But it's not the be all and end all of everything, which, yeah, man, we'll chat about more later. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's cool that we can have this conversation. I don't think a lot of men talk about these things, like just feeling of not being where you want to be yet. Okay, obviously we're speaking about it in a fitness sense, but there are other things as well. You have a son that you're raising. How's that journey been? Because I can imagine there's certain things that you went through as a kid, and you're like, you know what? He should never go through that. Or obviously, I've never been a dad, so how has that journey been? Yeah.
Wow. Yo. The cliche of saying life changing is very true, man. Very true. He has taught me the importance of presence, effort, and patience, man. At the same time, he's taught me how control and trying to determine outcomes in life is an illusion.
Wow.
You can only prepare so much.
For what's in front of you, you know?
You can only think certain outcomes might happen. You can plan a day and want to do something, but if something goes wrong, hey, you just have to change. But he's taught me presence, self-control, and man, since I've had him, this relationship between me and him has opened up my eyes to this relationship between me and him.
Wow.
And I never thought I'd be a dad in the unconventional sense of the family, where I'm co-parenting. Me and my son's mom aren't living together. We aren't together, but we are co-parenting. And I never pictured being a parent in that sense. But at the end of the day,
Oh, speak of the devil.
it's
Not the devil.
nah, it's a
Come
phrase.
join, man. We're actually speaking about the little man. You can come have a seat. Oh, danko.
Huh? You eat some more?
Come have a seat. Go around this way.
Come this way, Zion. So, this is Zion. Say
Say
hello.
hi to the camera.
Hello.
This little man has changed my life. He's helped me, like the Gen Z will say, lock in. You know? Focus. Give your all, because there's someone depending on you now. And there's more to life than living for yourself.
Say bye.
See you, Zion. So,
Say hi to Rema as well. We didn't forget about him.
It's been a long one, guys.
Thanks.
the other quarter of Iron Gorilla. No, but I can get very emotional talking about Zion, because really, like when I ask him to wait, it reminds me of how my Heavenly Father asks me to wait. But then I think, no, he doesn't want me to have it. But when I tell him to wait, it's because I know there's something bigger that I have for him, or I'm trying to teach him the lesson of patience. When I tell him to share with his friends, he thinks it's mine. No, it's mine.
Yeah.
When my Heavenly Father asks me to share the little I have, it's like, how can I? They have, you know? And it's really opened up my eyes to my strengths and my weaknesses. And he holds me accountable, you know? Like, it's so funny where I'll tell him in 5 minutes, and 5 minutes passes,
Looking at that time.
and he's like, it's 5 minutes. Let's go make the noodles, go get my yogurt. And it's like, or we're going to go to the park, give me time. He'll come and tell me it's time, let's go. So he holds me accountable. He has given me something to live for. And man, the biggest one is patience. Just to have patience, to be present. And some things don't go as planned, man. The world won't end. Just reset, refocus, and continue. Yeah.
Wow.
I said a lot.
I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, being a parent isn't just like 1 or 2 sentences or 3 or whatever. It's like because obviously there's things that you'll learn from when you was a toddler, and then there's things that you'll learn, and your relationship will change when he becomes like now through childhood, adolescence, and even manhood. You know, and
man.
that's one thing that I think is missing in South African, and also just in general having good role models, because a lot of people And I actually thought about this the one day. At school, we had our, like, we do like an oral or mondeling, you know, like Afrikaans mondeling.
No, I remember.
And they would talk about, or the topic would be, who's your role model? And oftentimes it would always be like, not that it's a bad thing, but our role models would always be a celebrity or like someone outside of our own like social circle.
Yeah.
You know, parent,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It would be like, and I'm like, yo, where are the, like, I wish one day when I have a son or I have a kid that I would be their role model, you know? Not in the sense of like having the most money or whatever, but just, having that impact in their life to where they're like, wow, I want to be like dad, you know?
I hear you.
So even, I feel like you just, even being in his life is huge. And I think like people can learn from that, you know, like even Paul, like, yeah, you obviously you know Paul.
Yeah.
Like that's also someone has two biological sons, but raising many like spiritual sons and in other ways like that. And I'm like, wow, we should have more men like, you know, Othniel and Paul in the world. You know, the impact of that is huge.
And that's why I say presence. It's so important to just be present. And I saw it with my sister, where her daughters, they perform and they represent their province in contemporary dance, acrobatics. And when they get those awards, or are performing, and they look into the stands, they're looking for both parents, man. And that joy knowing my mom, yes, but my father is also there watching me, means so much to them. And all a child wants is your presence. And once you have a child of your own, you experience that to the fullest. The way they hold your hand, them asking for you to stay, them asking you to come along. All they want is your presence, not necessarily the things, because they'll remember the times you were there. So, man, yes, parents might disagree. Yes, different people have different parenting styles, but all the child wants is your presence, man. And yeah.
And obviously you said that you are like you aren't in a conventional relationship with
Zion's mom.
Zion's mom.
Yeah.
How has that communication been? Because how has that communication been? I'm sure it's well, yeah. Go for it.
It's been okay. So context: Zion is 7 now. We were 2 when we parted ways. It's been 5 years. I'll say the initial month was difficult. Tears were shed on both sides, but we realized we are better off friends than we are partners, and we tried, man. We tried, but clashing views on life, clashing beliefs. And yeah, so communication is fine. Like, man, even the the teachers at his school commend us on that because we are far better friends, but we are still great parents separately. I'll give you an example. Look, she's married already. Okay. So Zion has 2 dads. I'll call Ashley. That's Zion's stepdad. He'll call me. We do things together. There's no beef and there's no weaponizing of the child.
Wow, yeah.
So when speaking to her on the phone, he'll want to get involved likewise. And look, as a child, it's not easy. So I always put myself in his shoes when it's Friday and I go fetch him from school. He's down for a few hours, and I reassure him, I know, but mommy will be there on Monday. And sometimes even on Saturday or Sunday, we still go there. So communication is fine. You just have to remember you're sharing a child. You'll be in each other's lives for the rest of your life. Just because you aren't together doesn't mean you're no longer in each other's lives. So forgiveness has happened for you to heal, for you to move on. And there's this thing I always remind myself when, look, you might still disagree on certain things, but always talk to the other co-parent as if your child is there watching you guys speak.
Yeah.
So that actually helps you realize, man, respond in love, be gentle with your words,
Of course.
and say your say
Be heard, but just
in love
yeah.
and gently. Don't be hyper emotional, you know? And as a man, as a guy, I believe men should not be hyper emotional beings. Be firm, say your say, and chill. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying women are, indirectly, I am saying women are hyper emotional, but as a guy, you need to take a hold of those emotions, be firm but gentle, speak in love, but be bold about what you say and what you stand on. So, yeah, like we're good co-parents, and teachers can attest to that. Man, his grandparents from the mom's side, and I say from the mom's side because my family, I'm the only one here in South Africa or in Cape Town. My sister's in Joburg, but my older brother, older sister, nieces, nephews, parents are in Tanzania.
Okay.
So he video calls them, but the involvement and presence is more from the mom's side because she's Cape Townian. So yeah, communication as co-parents is a-okay, but I do feel for him being raised in two households, and it's something he's still adjusting. I mean, he's 7.
Yeah, because now you're starting to put two and two together, or yeah.
Exactly. But the beauty of it is school events, birthdays, sports events. We are all there, all 3 of us. Like,
It's in a healthy environment as well.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is, yeah. It's one of those things you just have to take in and be like, wow, like it can be done. You know, there's a lot of people, like for me, for instance, I was raised in a single parent household. My dad is there, but it wasn't like, because it was a long distance, I didn't see him as much. So we never really had like a relationship. And obviously our relationship was a bit different because I think he was, there's still something that needs to be dealt with on that side. And obviously now as I grow older, it's like, okay, sometimes maybe you need to just calm it down and ultimately just put pride aside. I think pride is the one thing that holds a lot of, I won't even say men, people back in relationships. Because even like now, you said that they got married, right?
Yeah.
Other guys would be like, no, I don't want another man around my son. I don't know. You know, like if he's a positive influence in his life, then I mean, you know. So it's like there's so many things that I think this could be a whole like podcast. And to be honest, the timing of this, I wish we had been met sooner, because then I would want Paul with Neil, and obviously like if we had other men as well, like
Because Paul is older than me. He has teenage kids, and I'm like a young dad. So it makes sense. Perspective. Perspective.
And like literally, we talk about fatherhood because that conversation is so deep, and I think even if there's like different wounds as well that people deal with, father wounds, parental wounds. Obviously, Paul is white as well. We have to remember the context. You know, I think white people are more present in their kids' life. I'm not I'm not taking anybody else. Yes, there's a lot of divorce, there's a lot of this and that. But specifically, black men raising up other black men, you know, having role models as black men is so important. And that's why I'm also excited that you have joined our team. Can I actually ask from your side though, like, what made you agree to join Iron Gorilla? You know, from an outside perspective, like, yeah.
For me, the main thing was the faith-based initiative and community. That for me was the main push. Because, look, for me, the past 7 years, I'm doing my best to be equally yoked. It's a way of saying to be in agreement with every relationship I have going forward, whether it's personal, intimate relationship or professional, entrepreneurial relationship. So when Rema, Paul spoke to me, and I've been following you guys, like iron sharpens iron. That proverb for me was something I felt I can align with these guys. So when Paul approached me and spoke about, hey, we're interested for you to work with us, it's something I could easily say yes to because of the faith-based initiative that you guys are built around and the impact I believe we can make as Iron Gorilla. And not just in fitness, but in faith, man. Giving young men a sense of identity, helping young men grow and address all areas of their lives, and being present in those people's lives, man. That's why I felt this is something I can actually join, because alone, your impact can only go so far. So I felt, okay, here's a team. And one of my clients, actually, she's in finance, was speaking to me about how can I reach more people? How can I have a bigger impact? And that conversation happened in the same month Paul approached me.
Wow.
And I felt, man, this is this is something from God. This is something from my Heavenly Father saying, here's another door I want you to walk through. Here is another area I want you to now go, have your presence felt, you know? So I felt, look, that's an easy yes. I did pray on it as well. And it was confirmed for me where join them, go ahead. These are like-minded young men that you guys will have an impact. And what I liked is you're not trying to impress, you're just trying to impact. You're genuinely, sincerely trying to impact people to better themselves, to build an identity, and to grow, man. Yeah. Again, a lot of words, but you get the gist of it.
We hear you, 100%. And yeah, that's literally what, you know, Iron Gorilla stands for. You know, and I just want to say we're also excited to have you on board. To be honest, I would look at you as a mentor because you know that I'm studying. I'm struggling. No, we don't struggle. In the name of Jesus, we're not struggling.
Hey, you're toiling through your studies. It's a struggle.
So I'm studying sports management. So I'm
You
actually
told me.
more or less on the same route. I can go into personal training if I do decide, but it's good to have people that are of a different age. I think I'm the youngest in the team. So I think
That's true.
I'm looking forward to this journey. Obviously, there will be more conversation that we have. I don't want to take too much of your time, and obviously, we have the young man probably misses you now.
I'm actually surprised. And again, it's that whole thing about control. I thought Zion would be here a lot more than he was. Not disrupting, but taking my
Lingering.
attention away from this interview. But Rem was keeping him company. The timing that he came in was perfect. So, again, like,
Things align.
sometimes just step out, excuse me, step out in faith and start the thing you wanted to start. It might go smooth, there might be like a stumbling block, but just do what you need to do, man. Like,
100%. So, like, in closing, I would like you perhaps to share your favorite quote, any word of motivation, any word of inspiration, to someone that might be watching, and we'll close it off there.
okay, there's two.
Okay.
One is from a very
Getting a bonus.
a good close friend, man, that I really like, and she said, speak things that aren't as though they are. Things hoped for, but yet unseen. And I'll find it because I know it's from scripture, but said in her own way. Basically, speak life.
Yeah. Your words, there's a saying in Xhosa that translates to...
Say it as well. Say it in Xhosa.
Wait. Is it ulimi yadala or yani amazwi ayadala? Like, it basically means words create. Words, give birth. Words give birth. It means
And
word
he
give birth.
said, let there be life.
Said. Yeah.
Words literally give life. And that's why we have to watch what we say, because what we say, we hear. What we hear, we believe. Man, so when she said that, I've written it and put it up in my room to remind me, speak things that aren't as though they are. Things unseen, but yet hoped for. And persist in prayer. Persist. And then the second one is Colossians 3 verse 20. Work willingly at whatever it is, not as though you're working unto man. In other words, not as though you're working for your employer, not as though you're working for yourself, but as though you're working for God. Work willingly, work diligently at whatever it is, as though you're working for God. Like, man, and by you not thinking, but believing, I'm not necessarily doing this for you, even though your staff will reap the benefits, your employer, man, if you're a janitor, the place you clean will reap but you're serving. You're doing this as though you're doing it for God. I'm going to sweep this floor as if I'm doing this for God. I'm going to pitch up for my clients, give them my best as though I'm doing it for God. So I want to leave with that, man. Like, faith, speak life, and everything you do, which will also check you, like you start realizing, man, would God want me to do this for him? if it's something unrighteous, something evil, something wicked, something sinful, no, I want to do something as though I'm doing it for God. Yeah, man.
100%. Oh, wow. I hope the viewers out there,
It's
I
cold in
hope,
here.
yeah, it's getting cold, yeah. You found something and you've heard something that speaks to you. We'll definitely be seeing more of Othniel, as he's obviously, as I said, part of the team. And yeah, we hope that this journey will be one of prosperity and they'll be able to multiply our impact on young men and on people in the fitness community in general. So, with that being said, I've been Bongi. This is Othniel. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Yo.